to go, and then his tongue comes back in. Now, back to the party. And he starts crawling back in.
I'm not gonna bother him anymore, but from one of his servant droids or something, can I get his information? I'm hoping that thanks to that triumph we hit it off well enough with this event and all that.
Yeah.
But maybe later I can have him as a contact.
Yeah, you get contact information.
Nice. And I'm gonna chase after the lovebirds and give them their present.
I will accept the present and open it up while still carrying.
Yeah, I'm just assuming that I'm too weak to have.
Yeah, you can try. You can certainly attempt, but it won't work.
I'm
Plus,
gonna
I've already
attempt
shrugged
to
out
take
my
a
jacket.
picture.
If I shrugged out of anything
I mean,
else, it would make us.
Jack. Well,
I
Adam,
assume that somebody picked up your jacket.
High,
while we were
always
leaving.
high.
like, I mean, Adam, you must keep in mind that like fighting back against her is probably foreplay.
Probably.
GM, I want to take a picture of Astrid carrying princess-style Jack and send it to his family.
That's fair. You
He
can
has a
do,
ring
yes.
on his finger. I put it on.
I feel like everyone's mission just became fuck Adam.
He told me not to make jokes, so I proposed to him in front of an entire hut party.
And I
The
helped.
worst part is, because I said don't make jokes, that's why I believe you're being serious.
But yeah, what's the present?
It's a small jewel. It's like a black pearl that he had on his finger.
Oh, nice.
Him before the crate dragon power.
Dude, that thing's probably expensive as fuck, just saying.
Yeah, I'll keep it with me, and I'm just like, it's my ring.
Yeah, just don't fucking sell it, because
Actually,
that's gonna be an insult.
does anybody want to? Because you could roll mechanics on it or something like that.
I will roll mechanics on it.
Although, I just kind of want to do that as well, just so in case it comes up in my plan.
Because if it turns
Alright,
out
go
it's
ahead.
cheap, something tells me he's gonna be insulted, because that means the Jack is cheap.
Mechanics, Caesar, the others, actually, do you get an inkling that you could probably work this into something? However, Caesar, you know that this is, while a really good, cool gem, it's actually a baby Great Dragon Pearl. It's not worth as much as a big pearl, but it's so small, they're like kept as interbred like mini Great Dragons, pets. But these are so small that they were commonly used to color things. Like you could put it inside, in front of a focusing crystal of a blaster or lightsaber, and color the beam a different color. Since this is black, you assume that it would color it black.
Oh wait, so this doesn't actually house a kyber crystal though, because that.
No, it's like a focusing crystal. It's not a kyber crystal.
I'm gonna pocket it, and I'm just gonna whisper. As I look it up and examine it, I'm just gonna hold it in front of Jack's face, and I'm like, "This is my ring." As I pocket it.
I've resigned myself to the fate, and I'm now thinking of ways to escape it.
But now Astrid gets to introduce herself as your fiance.
You know, at some point this is gonna happen like the Klein siblings, and it's gonna stop being a joke and a serious way at some point. You realize that, right? It's like,
Oh, the Klein
maybe there
siblings
is
are...
something.
It already is. Just like the client siblings.
Just like the coincidence.
Nothing's happened between them.
Yet.
Sure, yet. I'm surprised you guys ain't worried about the two blacks I never told you about.
I guessed what they were for, but that would be metagaming.
Roger.
Is anyone up for cards after this? I'm adding quite a few new cards.
I was going to say, like, do you want to do some Secret Hitler or something after this? Because Expo now has Tabletop Simulator, so he can't say he's too tired.
That's right, you squatting Slav bitch.
Thanks, Jack.
What the fuck?
You
Accept
can't.
his
No
generosity.
excuses.
Well, weren't we gonna do things during your travel?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Seems like a good way to do
do
it.
things.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having another conversation with Tizer, Force related.
Yeah, no. Well, you can find Tisa in the cargo bay, basically doing the Jedi equivalent of Tai Chi.
Well, since I always meditate and train in the cargo bay, I find you easily, and I'm actually doing that myself. So, how long do you think Jack is gonna last before he fires his laser pistol at Astrid?
I don't know.
I mean, the problem is
from what
Astrid
I-
is probably gonna see that as foreplay too.
I suppose. Sadly, that is one of the few things I cannot even try to predict. As unpredictable as the future is for myself, I have a hard time at predicting it for anyone else.
Honestly, this is also weird. If someone told me back in the day that Mandalorians would be like this, I would have questioned why I was even fighting. Jeez.
I'm not sure Astrid is a typical Mandalorian.
I guess. But that thought doesn't comfort me much lately.
True.
But I guess it is nice to see Mandalorians from a different perspective than what I'm used to.
Well, I must admit that my experience with Mandalorians is rather limited. Astrid is the only one I've spent an extended period of time with.
You're probably one of the lucky ones then. Anyway,
Well, that depends on how you look at it.
anyway,
After all, we met each other during a bar fight.
that doesn't sound too bad. I mean, with Astrid on your side, what's the problem?
Well, originally I wasn't on her side. I was sort of forced into that by the other people at the bar.
No, good
I
old-fashioned
tried
bar
to
fight.
intervene and reach a peaceful solution, and they decided I was on her side.
Yeah,
No one came out of that looking pretty.
so that's how you ended up here, huh?
More or less.
Wow, you really like going with the flow, don't you?
Well, Jack asked me earlier if I ever miss home. The irony being, of course, that I don't have a home in that sense. The closest thing, I suppose, is this ship and the people on it.
Trust me, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Before that, Jedi Order was my home. Before that, I don't remember.
Like I said, that's not necessarily a bad thing. So don't worry about it too much. I wish I could forget. Jeez.
That said, there are, I suppose, times when I miss my former master. Though she and I disagree, I'm still grateful for many things that she taught me.
If you say so. Honestly, couldn't care much for Jedi anyway.
2 square for you?
No. Well, kind of. Complicated. Honestly, be it Sith, be it Jedi, both concepts seem pretty stupid. But what do I know, right?
I confess, I'm not actually that familiar with the, shall we say, Sith tenets or their philosophy.
The way I see it, Tizer, Jedi are slaves to the Force, and Sith, well, they're addicts. So, the way I see it, neither side's got it right. The way I see the Force, it's just a tool. It's meant to be used to further your own goals, not rely on it, not be a part of it. It's just a tool, just like a weapon, just like a blaster, just like a lightsaber. And how you use it determines how far you're gonna get in life. If you rely on it too much, you're gonna be lost without it. If you decide to become a slave to it, then you're no longer yourself.
I suspect that is a point where we disagree. In fact, this is also a point where I once again disagree with the Order. The Order would have you believe that the Force is merely just that, a force. I disagree. The way I see it, the Force is a living thing. With its own moods and emotions and will, if you will.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Wait, how much did you hear?
The last part.
The way I see it, the Force is a more like a living being with its own moods and emotions and its own will.
I don't know. Lately I've been questioning a lot of things related to the Force as well, so it gives me a headache every time, so I decided, you know what? I'm just not going to worry about it.
Do you know how I came to my conclusion that I wish to seek balance in all things?
Do tell.
Take on one hand the Jedi Order, take on the other hand the Sith. Two sides of the same coin in a way, no?
For the sake of argument, let's say they are, okay.
So, the ancient Jedi, when the Order was founded, dedicated themselves only to one side, correct? They dedicated themselves to the light, and yet somehow arose a faction of Jedi that did not. Time, they split into two separate entities, more or less. Then, of course, several thousands of years later came along the Sith, and what we now know as the Jedi Order. Still two sides of the same coin and yet distinctly different, and somehow they still are in balance.
Because
The way I see it, the Force strives for balance in itself. The Force itself is trying to maintain balance, and the further we upset the balance, the more the Force must influence us to maintain that balance.
That's an interesting outlook, but here's my suggestion. What if it's something much more simple than that? What if it's simply that nobody is trying to truly understand the Force and how it works?
True. It may be that I'm wrong. So I hope the Force will show me what is truth.
I mean, you said it yourself, didn't you? One side chooses to believe one thing, the other side chooses to believe another. You're trying to find the balance. What if there's no need to find the balance? What if you simply need to understand both sides to understand what the Force truly is?
Well, that is in part what I'm trying to achieve.
But that in itself will have no balance. It is simply a state of being. Thus, you seeking out balance will not bear fruit.
But if I understand both sides, then I can understand the balance between them.
Yes, that is my point. What if there is no such thing as a balance between them? What if what you seek as balance is actually not the middle ground? After all, we did agree that balance is a concept viewed differently from different people.
True.
You may spend your entire life looking for a balance only to realize that you're blinded to what you're looking, that was sitting right in front of you. Maybe there is merit in seeking out the extremes in order to understand what the Force truly is. After all, if you're seeking for the balance, you're looking for a center. How are you going to find the edges of what the Force is capable of if you don't go to extremes?
But then, must one truly go to extremes to find the center in the balance?
How will you know what the Force is if you don't push it in every conceivable way?
Because the Force is a living entity. Show itself in time.
I'm still not willing to believe that. Not entirely.
Well, I seek to convert no one. You are free to believe as you desire.
That being said though, like I said, I am looking forward to seeing how far you can go. I'm curious to see if you will find this balance that you're striving for.
As am I.
And I'm just gonna continue meditating if there's nothing else Tizer wants to say.
No, not really.
Is there anything else anybody wishes to do before you reach the planet?
Nope, just train and meditate.
Besides the carrying the Adam who eventually probably passes out in the pilot seat to bed, tucking him in and kissing him on the forehead like a good fiance. I'm gonna fall asleep in a chair next to him because sleeping in bed next to each other is for when he's awake and decides it's time. But also I'm gonna start planning out. I'm also besides the message I'm sending to
P2+.
sending to Grandpa right now, I'm going to start asking him about what do you think would be a good time for the wedding?
So Astrid, now that you're officially a taken woman, does that mean that you're gonna install a special access point towards your crotch for Jack?
No,
armor.
I'm just gonna take off my armor for him.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna make a special.
That's
Oh,
just as much
cheers.
as sex. Jeez.
Gay chicken ends at the altar.
Jesus.
Guys, I need an adult.
I am an adult.
Jax wakes up next to a Mandalorian clad only in the undersuit for the armor.
She's practically naked.
Does she still have the helmet on though?
Yes.
No.
She has her ankle out, you slut.
But no, when you wake up and you're basically tucked in, you see what I did to our rooms, and then you look over and I'm not wearing my armor, I'm just asleep in a chair next to you.
What do you look like without your armor?
Wait,
give me a second.
Do we
I'm
get an
editing the
official picture?
Yes,
Also-
you do. I'm editing it right now.
Question, Esper. Very important question. Do you have your blaster carbine across your lap?
Yes, because I'm still his bodyguard and his fiance. I gotta make sure nobody hurts my
By the way,
fleshy meat boss / fiance.
I just want to mention. No, I'll mention it later. Don't worry. Just carry on. Let me show. I want to see her actual face. Since even I haven't seen it.
I'm editing.
I'm the only one who has actually seen it. Haha.
You have actually. I've not shown you the
Yeah,
picture.
you showed me.
I showed nobody.
You showed me.
I mean,
Also, I think I've changed it since then.
Oh, you have?
I'm
I
fairly-
guess you're a
the-
nobody
the
then,
current.
Experta.
but here's the funny part. Like, I'm fairly certain Teaser has been in the same room as Astrid when she removed her helmet. It's just that Teaser has no eyes.
Yeah, you've seen me with my helmet off, not with my full armor.
What do you see with your special eyes?
Should we
I mean,
move
I
on and
see
wait,
Astrid's
or
aura.
have you completed it?
I will show you guys in like. You guys continue. I'll tell
Alright.
you when I post it in the chat.
All right then.
Also, I blame Nero for this.
Because he's not here.
He would have saved me.
He would have.
Nice.
But now it's just, and I assume like the second you see, wait, who the hell is this chick? Wait a second, that's Astrid. Oh God! And he just absolutely beat.
I'm a
red.
little hurt that Jack never called to Cora for help. Super hurt
He
right
knew
now.
she wasn't gonna
Right,
help him.
you guys ready to move on to the planet then?
Yep.
Ready to
Yes.
start? Right then.
Bring it. Bring the profits.
Let's see this planet that apparently has both Jedi and Sith and a lot of wild game that I'm gonna enjoy slaughtering and remembering my youth.
Hey Ash. Oh no, we're crashing headfirst into that cruiser.
It's okay. No, guys,
Please,
it's okay.
no.
Just throw Astrid at it. Throw Astrid at it.
As you come out of hyperspace, you come into a world lush with foliage. It's practically entirely green, with only spots of blue here and there. Even the rings around it are green. Said to contain life on even the smallest asteroid. There are ships guarding and flying about, both the Sith Empire and the Republic, both sitting above the world. Both cultivating it for both of their empires.
Oh shit, it's Prometheus.
That reminds me. Does it look like my homeworld? Was my homeworld lush as well before?
Yes.
Perfect, I'm getting nice vibes. I wanna kill something.
Essentially, as you look down towards this planet, you have a serene feeling. And as you're flying towards it, you hear what appears to be a strange ship that neither of you have ever seen. They're hailing you.
This is Captain Jack Dibler of the Icarus.
This is the ambassadorial ship of the Sith and Republic fleets. State your purpose and ID.
Ash, we are here on behalf of Clan Keita, right? Or do
Yeah.
we have a cover story?
No, you're here on behalf of the clan.
Okay, I just wanted to check before I said it, and they went, "You fucking what? Fire!"
you fucking what? Open.
Oh no, guys! Whoopsie daisy! They go, we're here on behalf of Clan Ito with a negotiating team.
I see.
Requesting permission to dock.
The Hut clans have been permission to dock down on the colony. Please head down towards the planet.
Can I button on this conversation? Please?
No.
I wanna use a point.
Hmm?
Oh fuck it, I'm not going to that. That's dumb.
No,
I was gonna say he's on his honeymoon. Congratulate him. Woohoo!
No, mate, I'm using my pilot voice, which is when I speak efficiently and clearly.
And
Yes.
also, so you
That's
cannot
like my
fucking tell
normal
anybody that
personality.
I'm, married to Esper. Oh no.
Meanwhile, the Republic
And
commander
it's
that is
posted.
beside him pushes the other one back and goes, "Yes, you may park at the Republic dock as you've been instructed."
Clarification. Instruction to dock at blah 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 blah. Are you counteracting that order, and on whose authority?
There's no counteraction of order. This is the Republic, part of the colony. You have been instructed to land here, as has been agreed on by both sides. By the way, the Sith Commander at this point, but it's like it wasn't agreed. We simply don't have another place to land.
I trust there'll be a party to meet us at the landing bay.
That is correct. Please land at the colony base Avalon.
Acknowledged. ETA in 5. And then I'll click off the comms.
And the comms go silent.
And as it goes, Jack just gets the most wolfish smile. This is gonna be fun.
It looks like it's too green for my tastes. Look at the amount of dirt that's probably down there.
What do you mean? That whole world is the size of one big credit.
Astrid's back in her arm and she's like, "You think there's gonna be some big things for me to beat the shit out of?"
I'm hoping
Maybe.
so.
B2,
So,
Yes, Captain.
pretend you know everything.
I do know everything, Captain.
Good job, B2. Just like that.
You head down towards the planet.
Yep. By
What's
the way,
up
I wanna
with this,
spend some time.
future?
Well, I'm not willing to spend a destiny point and take a conflict just to foresee the future. So fuck that.
Alright.
Oh yeah, the Astrid pictures in the sky.
Okay, serious things. Are anybody doing anything, or before
yeah,
you're just going to go down?
Well, I want to turn to the crew and brief them that I'm going to be playing both sides off each other as much as they can. As far as they're concerned, they're going to want to try and impress us and make us lean one way. Everyone got that?
Sounds.
We'll be sure to follow your lead, Captain.
Cora?
Yes.
You're on Sith duty. Tizza?
Yes, Jack?
Republic. Astrid? Independent Hut.
Are you implying something by putting me on Sith duty, Jack?
I mean, if you want, I could let Astrid do it.
Nah, that's okay. Though that being said,
Thought so.
you did mention something that piqued my interest. If possible, I would like to have some, well, personal time. This world seems to, well, has a lot of interesting creatures, and it's been a while since I've been on a good hunt.
Well, why don't you ask the Sith to take you out on an expedition? They'll try and use it as a chance to sway you to their way of thinking. You get a day out, and then you can tell me any information you find.
Maybe we can compromise on that. I'll see what I can work out.
Okay.
Jack, what exactly is it you wish for me to do?
Just gather any information you can, make them think that you're sympathetic to their point of view. We're trying to find out anything and everything so we can sell it back to the clan.
Okay, out of character, like, I honestly don't have a grasp of the situation. What the fuck is going on?
We are here to negotiate between both sides. Because the
Weren't we here to just sell
cartels
shit?
are independent, but that's why we're actually here. We've got a side thing where we're just secretly moving some cargo.
Oh, okay.
But the main job we're doing for the cartel is to play the middleman and negotiate between both sides because we're
So basically,
a neutral force.
Basically, you want us to find out like where each side stands.
Yeah, I want each of you to toady up. So like they're gonna see us walk down the ramp and they're gonna be like, you know, Tizza, who is a grey Jedi, is clearly more the Republic-leaning one. Cora is the more Sith-leaning one. Astrid and B2 are my personal, you know, bodyguard and protocol slash
And
medical
fiancé.
slash droid.
And fiance.
I'm choosing to not introduce that part.
You're
weakens
choosing
the
to
business deal.
succeed ignoring that.
I'm choosing to succeed ignoring that.
If
So the
you
way
didn't
it's still-
like it,
We're
then you
both
shouldn't
still
have put a
wearing
finger on
rings.
it.
We're both still wearing the ring.
I'm aware of that, but I'm hoping it doesn't come up as a negotiating feature. 'cause it
You're
weakens our
hoping it's gonna
position.
go away.
So you're entering the planet then. Is there anything else we
No,
should
then
discuss?
that's the plan basically. So you
Okay.
all know who you're supposed to be pumping primarily, and then I'll play both sides and bits and bobs. We all okay with that, or does anyone got any changes or preferences?
Sounds good,
they'd like
let's
to
do it.
before Jack guides you into the landing.
Sounds good.
No, no problem.
Okay.
I can already see exactly how Ash is gonna fuck me,
So
even without foresight.
you start heading down towards the planet, entering into a thick atmosphere, and going down towards the colony. And I think that is where we're gonna pause for today.
No. God damn it.
However, every good ending has to have a very good after credits scene.
Bam, 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 bam. Wall goes down.
Well, bring out the stinger then.
Gee, I wonder which Sith is on this planet.
I wonder who the Republic's representative is.
I'm hoping it's my mate Sam, or as he'll be introduced, Captain / Major
Also,
Carl.
incidentally... Uh-oh.
Meanwhile, in a ship
our
in a
universe.
distant system, a Mandalorian battleship hangs above a planet. Somebody on the ship deck gets a piece of news from somebody.
A Mandalorian is getting married.
As they
Oh, the
rise, as they rise, the holoday up to their face, their fist clenches, the spikes on their fingers destroy the device as they cast it aside across the deck, and their fist slams into the console, and a gruff, angry voice sounds out. Astrid, that damn girl. And that is where we're going to end.
Astrid, quick question.
Today.
Who's your father? Dude, are you seeing this?
Come on, T-Rex! Fuck you, bitch!
Careful, the buildings, collateral damage.
Fuck collateral damage, I'm an giant ass robot!